Salam alaikum, shalom lekulam, tzoraim tovim. 10 years ago, I saw a video that changed my life. In the video, groups of Americans were asked to describe what they imagined houses looked and felt like in different countries around the world, one of those countries being Israel. So while the Americans imagined Brazilians playing soccer and dancing the samba, and the Italian house was all about family, spaghetti, and great fashion, the Israeli house was described completely differently. In fact, it wasn't even a house. It was more like a military bunker filled only with religious men and not a woman in sight. The atmosphere was strict and serious, and most of the Americans didn't want to stay for very long. I don't know if the UAE was included in this research, but I imagine that you suffer from stereotypes just as we do. I remember being shocked because my house, my country, wasn't then and isn't today like that at all. And I wanted to be a part of changing that conversation about Israel. So I closed my business and I established Vibe Israel, a non-profit organization dedicated to enhancing Israel's global reputation. In the last decade, we have become specialists in influencer marketing, bringing hundreds of Instagrammers, YouTubers, and bloggers to Israel and generating over 1 billion positive mentions about Israel online. We also work with the President of Israel's office on promoting Israel's story, as well as with the leading organizations in the Jewish diaspora. The Israeli home we shine a light on, just like here in the UAE, is a place where East meets West, old meets new, and people live very different types of lifestyles. Our home is filled with purpose-driven, adventurous people who are always seeking the next challenge and are committed to solving whatever problem lies ahead. We're optimistic dreamers and doers. We want to make the world a better place and believe that we are able to. But most importantly, we're a warm, easygoing, and inviting community. And if you're visiting us on a business trip, which I hope you'll be able to very soon, you'll most likely get invited for a Friday night dinner with our family. I say most importantly because in the end, you don't do business with companies or with countries. You do business with people. Which is why I was so impressed to see that your visionary leaders, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum and His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, recognize the importance of ensuring the story of your country, your people, and your home is shared with the world through the newly established United Arab Emirates Nation Brand Office. By establishing your Nation Brand Office, you have aligned yourselves with many countries in the world that are investing in strategic branding and marketing to promote what their countries have to offer. Such an effort has been proven to strengthen countries' economies and boost national pride. And now, as the competition will increase due to the economic crisis caused by the pandemic, it is doubly important. My vision is for Israel to have a Nation Brand Office too. But uniquely to Israel, the formula for success will rest on this effort being private sector-led and government-enabled. It will only work if it is based on a collaboration between our business leadership, our government, and philanthropy from Israel and the Jewish diaspora. That's why in the last 6 months, Vibe Israel has been working with the Israeli Ministry of Economy and Industry and representatives from the business and philanthropic communities to develop a country branding strategy and work plan for the promotion of foreign direct investment and trade with Israel. I invite the Israelis in this room to join us in this effort and turn this vision into reality in 2021. Because, as the Emiratis in the room I'm sure will agree, it's good for business and it's good for our country. I began my remarks talking about the Israeli home. I would like to end thanking you, the Emirati people, for welcoming us so graciously into your home and living up to your well-established reputation for hospitality and tolerance. I would like to invite May Al-Badi to join me on stage to accept a gesture of goodwill, friendship, and appreciation. Mrs. Al-Badi is an Emirati businesswoman with a passion for cultural diplomacy. She's also a foodie and is currently writing a cookbook called Kosherati, bringing authentic Emirati food into the kosher home. May embodies the spirit of the UAE nation brand, and since the signing of the Abraham Accords, she has been a tremendous ambassador for the UAE towards Israel. One second. This is what I'm giving May. Okay, we have a slide for that as well. I hope you can see it. This says home in Arabic and in Hebrew. It's an experimental font called Aravrit that can be read in either language without ignoring the other, which is always present. I chose this word and this font as they represent the potential of our two nations to build a new home together for a better future for us all. May? Shukran, toda.
צהריים טובים. גברתי ורבותיי, ברוכים הבאים לאיחוד האמירויות הערביות, מדינת האהבה והשלום, שבה האומות, העמים, הדתות והגזעים השונים מתאחדים כדי ליצור מציאות של תקווה ואופטימיות על החופים היפים של איחוד האמירויות הערביות. והשמש שלהם זורחת בתקווה ובאור על דיונות הזהב של המדינה. אני מודה לכם מאוד על הכבוד הזה, ששולח מסר ברור לכל העולם. האנשים באיחוד האמירויות הם ידידותיים ושלווים שחפצים בטובה לאנושות כולה. אני מאחלת לכם שיהיה לטובה במדינתנו האהובה. ושתיהנו. תודה.